Let f and g be differentiable functions. If g and f are inverses of each other, g of negative 4 equals 7, and f prime of 7 is 2, then what's g prime of negative 4? Well, there's a little thing called the inverse function derivative formula. And what that is that says that g prime of x is going to equal 1 over f prime g of x. Okay, so if you're thinking that's kind of like chain rule, you're absolutely right. It is kind of like chain rule. So what do I know? Well, I need to find out what g prime of negative 4 is. So g prime of negative 4 is going to equal 1 over f prime of g of negative 4. So let's hope some magic happens. Okay, g of negative 4 is 7. So 1 over f prime, g of negative 4 is 7, so I'm going to replace g of negative 4 with 7. And f prime of 7 is 2. So there you have it. Inverse derivative formula. This is a very typical base problem for this section, so I hope you had as much fun as I did. Let f inverse of x be the inverse of f of x. That's equal to x cubed plus 3x. Find the f inverse's derivative at 4. Ugh. All right. Well, if I wanted to find what the f inverse's derivative at 4 is, I kind of need to find out what the f inverse of 4 is. So why don't I do the old switcheroo, call u y equals x squared plus 3x. Cubed plus 3x. Switch them like that. Make it 4. And it looks like, without having to do any math, if y was 3, if y was 1, I'd get 4. So y equals 1 is going to actually be a possible option for me. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to use the inverse derivative function rule, okay? If you forget what the inverse derivative function rule is, it's basically you have 1 over f prime of f inverse of x, like that, okay? So what I need to do is I need to take the derivative of u and then find out what f inverse of 4 is, which I already did, it's 1. So if I have the derivative, so f prime of x is going to equal 3x squared power rule plus 3 power rule again. So 1 over f inverse of 1 is going to look like this. F prime of 1, I don't know if I said f inverse of 1, I think I misspoke. Just don't want to do that. Is going to look like this. 1 over, 3 times 1 squared plus 3, which is going to be 1 over 3 times 1 squared. So 3 plus 3, 1/6. So kind of a gross problem. Inverses aren't a lot of fun when you deal with this stuff, but that's what you get. Let f of x equals 5x squared plus 1. Find the derivative of the inverse at 3, and then just for fun, square it. All right, well, we're going to use this rule over here. We're going to use the fact that if you have to do something like this, you're going to do 1 over the derivative of its inverse at a specific point. So we'll use that guy like that. What I need, though, is I need to find what the f inverse of 3 is, and I need to do that by taking the inverse of that guy right there. So I'm going to do the old y equals thing like that. Okay, I'm going to do the old switcheroo where what am I doing? I'm going to plug in, I'm going to swap these, so I'm going to do x equals 5y squared plus 1. Okay, I'm going to plug in 3 for x now, so 3 equals 5y squared plus 1. Subtract 1 gives you 2. 2 equals 5y squared. Divide by 5, so 2/5, and then take the square root of it. So one of my possible options, this is not pleasant at all, which is not going to matter anyway because you'll see there. But one of my possible options is going to be positive root 2 over 5. All right, so I'm going to go with that. So why don't I take the derivative? Why don't I take the derivative of f so I can use this? So the derivative of f is going to be just 10x. That's nice. And so the derivative of one of these guys, so root 2/5, is going to equal 10 times root 2 over 5. Now, I'm going to take that, and here's why, again, it didn't matter which one I chose because of the positive or negative. My job is to take that and square it. So whether it was positive or negative, either way, it's going to become positive. All right? So 10 times 10 is 100, right? Root 2 over 5 times root 2 over 5 is 2 over 5. And so that gives me 40 in the end. What a strange problem. I hate these. Like and subscribe. So after recording the video, I realized I'm not done. It's supposed to be 1 over this, so 1 over 40. So I am super sorry about the inconvenience and the weird choppiness of the edited video. That's my actual answer. Sorry about that. Still like and subscribe. I love you all.